We have multiple New York Knicks injury updates for players such as Landry Shamet and Precious Achiuwa, and this has big implications on what is going to happen with the New York Knicks and their rotation as the season continues on. So we're going to break it all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. But also, guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel. 25.5% of viewers watching are subscribed. Let's get that number up. And also, guys, make sure to leave a comment down below on your thoughts on Landry Shamet and Precious Achiuwa, two guys who are going to have a very, very important role with the New York Knicks this season. And we're going to start off with Landry Shamet, as there's been some news on Landry Shamet very recently via Hoops Rumors, and shout out to our friends over at Let's Talk Knicks for bringing this up first, mentioning that the New York Knicks are highly likely to re-sign Landry Shamet once he's healthy and convert Matt Ryan back to a two-way contract. And the reasoning of this is because the Knicks don't have enough breathing room below their hard cap to carry both players on standard deals, so Ryan would have to be cut if Shamet re-signs. Now, here's the thing, guys. Landry Shamet does matter to the New York Knicks more than Matt Ryan does, and there's a lot to talk about. I literally could have just made a whole video on this and Matt Ryan, but we just talked about Matt Ryan in a recent video, so a quick overview. He showed up in 6 games, is shooting 30% from 3, 31% from the field. He hasn't really gotten a lot of opportunities, as some comments mentioned, but at the same time, it feels like it's just not going to work out with Matt Ryan and the New York Knicks. And before January 3rd, when his contract becomes guaranteed, the New York Knicks will most likely decide to waive Matt Ryan for financial reasons. Now, when you look at this whole New York Knicks roster, what we're seeing is a bunch of guaranteed contracts and then 2 non-guaranteed. And Ariel Hukporti, who they're not going to waive. They like Hukporti. They want to develop him over time. And Matt Ryan, where it's a little different because he's a bit older. He should be in the prime of his career right now, but he's kind of struggling. And when you come to sign Landry Shamet, here's the deal. He's been in the NBA for 6 years. He would sign a minimum of around $2.5 million on this season, and because he would be signing that, you have to waive Matt Ryan, because Ryan makes almost $2 million, and the Knicks have around $500,000 to work with before they hit the second apron, and they cannot go into the second apron, as we've talked about. So looking at that, you just kind of see, okay, Matt Ryan is going to be someone who's going to have an important impact as a two-way player because he is playable. Like, other guys in the two-way contract are Kevin McCullough Jr., Boo Bui, and Jacob Toppin. It seems like the Knicks have no interest in playing Jacob Toppin, and he's just there for vibes or something. While as you look at Boo Bui, who is probably going to be the guy to get waived, and then Kevin McCullough Jr., who's just working his way back from a severe knee injury, which has hampered his ability to play thus far into the season. Now, here's the thing, guys. Landry Shamet is a very nice player, but the problem is he has struggled with his time in the Washington Wizards last season. Now, he's a 38% career shooter from 3, but only shot 34% from 3 last season, putting him in a weird position to where the Knicks need him to show up, and he's also only 6'4". So playing Shamet, Deuce McBride, Cameron Payne, and Mitchell Robinson as your bench, it's a little bit worrisome. It's kind of, outside of Mitch, obviously, it's pretty undersized. Now, Mitch getting the most offensive rebound, Mitch being the best offensive rebounder in basketball, does help that a lot. And also, because they're going to run a 9-man rotation, they'll probably have Karl Anthony Towns or Mikal Bridges or OG Anunoby out there to where it kind of makes up for the lack of size. But it is something to still worry about. And it really just becomes this detail of, okay, what are the Knicks exactly planning on doing? But Landry Shamet has shown that he's a very, very solid player. And Shamet is going to have one of the bigger roles on the bench unit. Deuce McBride looks very good at creating his own shot, and Cameron Payne's had a very nice season as well. But Landry Shamet is someone who they kind of want to use in that DiVincenzo role. Now, he's not going to be as good as Dante DiVincenzo, albeit DiVincenzo struggling this year, as we talked about on a recent video. But with Landry Shamet, he's just someone who can do it all. He can drive to the hoop. He's been an excellent shooter at times. We've seen him be very confident from 3. He shoots with a quick trigger, as you're seeing in these clips right here. He's just, the motion is kind of similar to DiVincenzo, which I think is one of the reasons why they signed him. He just fits well onto this team. And the Knicks want to roll with that, and they trust that Shamet can play above his height the same way that we saw guys such as such as other players do that, but it all comes down, such as other players, such as DiVincenzo. I'm not gonna lie, my images are all screwed up. They're in the wrong order, and it's really throwing me off, guys. But look, for the Knicks to be able to do this, they're gonna have to waive Matt Ryan, and that is what it is. But I think it does work out at the end of the day. Now, also with Precious Achiuwa, he's someone who is going to have a huge impact on this team also, and he's going to be ready soon. As Tom Thibodeau, per Stephen Bondy, said that he'll probably be ready within the next week. So it's Tuesday, December 3rd when I'm recording and releasing this video. So hopefully because this came out the day prior, hopefully around Sunday of next week, like the beginning of next week, Precious Achiuwa will be back on the court for the New York Knicks. We'll get to see a lot from that. I mean, Achiuwa averaged 2 blocks per game in the 18 games that he started with the Knicks last season, and he started at power forward next to Isaiah Hartenstein. Now, this is not bashing Isaiah Hartenstein. I love him, but Towns is obviously a better offensive player than Hartenstein, so they're going to play Precious with him also. They're going to play Precious with Towns. It makes perfect sense. It'd be weird to not play him, and it makes perfect sense. I mean, you're looking at a guy in Precious who's a very, very, very talented defender, who then you get to see how Towns plays with a rim protector, and especially it's a rim protector who gives you more offense than Mitchell Robinson does. I'm very interested in seeing how Precious plays next to Karl-Anthony Towns. I think it'll be very telling for how Towns will mesh with Mitchell Robinson once Robinson comes back in January. So it becomes this thing of, okay, is this going to work? Can we play Karl-Anthony Towns at the 4 at all? And given Precious will be the power forward for this and Towns will stay at the 5, it'll give a bit of an insight into if you can move Towns to a role where he's going to have to be on the perimeter more than usual this season because of the sheer fact of Mitchell Robinson killing the spacing to a degree, similar to Rudy Gobert. Now, Mitch creates a bit more spacing than Rudy. He doesn't shoot the ball. It's just he can play in more of an extended dunker spot because of how athletic he is. But at the same time, teams are not going to guard Mitch at all. They know Mitch isn't going to shoot a jump shot. I believe he's taken 4 jump shots in his NBA career. And the last time he took one, I looked at my phone and missed it, and I was so sad. But we've seen Mitch be comfortable hanging out on the perimeter, and yeah, teams play off him, but they're also ready because they know he's going to fling himself in there and is a very dangerous offensive rebounder, which does create a tiny bit more spacing than what we saw with Towns next to Rudy Gobert, but it is going to have an interesting impact on this team. Now, Precious puts up 7-7 on the New York Knicks when he came over, and the numbers are good for a bench player, and I'm really, really excited to see what they're going to do. Are they going to add Precious and put him next to Jericho Sims? That's my guess. Is for right now, we're going to see the Knicks bench be Deuce McBride, Cameron Payne, Precious Achiuwa, and Jericho Sims. Is it the best bench in the world? No. Is there problems such as a lack of an actual wing or forward? Yeah, there definitely is. Does Landry Shamet solve this problem? Only kind of. So we're going to see if the New York Knicks want to go out there and make a trade or something. But if they sign Landry Shamet, something to kind of tie this all into, once Precious is back, if they sign Landry Shamet, if they waive Matt Ryan and put him on a 2-way, once Mitch is back, the Knicks are going to have to decide if that's enough. It's still only going to be 14 players on the roster, and the Knicks obviously, like all teams, want to have 15 players on the roster. But here's the deal. They will be out of money. There is no more money after that. All their money will be going to Landry Shamet. They'll be like 100 or 200K hard capped away from the second apron. I think you guys know where I'm going with this. It means you have to trade one of Precious or Mitchell Robinson for a guy who makes less, somewhere around a $3 million range or something. So if it's Precious, you trade him for someone around a $3 million range. Precious makes 6. You free up $3 million, and then you go out there and you sign someone maybe in the buyout market. You probably just wait for the buyout market. That's so you can get the best player available. You probably do that, or you could trade him for like a Nick Richards and then use one of your 2-way guys and either bring back Matt Ryan, or because he's a rookie and he'll be the cheapest option, you could call up Kevin McCullough Jr., who McCullough is a guy who is not really someone you have to develop. He's 23 years old, played 5 years in college, looked very good. The one problem with his game is his shooting is a little bit spotty, but we could see him come in and he'll take over the reins for the Josh Hart role once Josh Hart kind of ages out of that. But for right now, they could add him as the 15th guy because he seems like, despite the fact that he's a rookie and Tibbs doesn't love playing rookies, he seems like he's a guy who will be instantly playable, at least as a 15th man. So they could do that. I'm very interested to see what they do, and I'll certainly be reporting on it once it happens. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, turn on post notifications. Guys, we're at 9,100 subscribers. I think 9,101 last time I checked. $8.99 away till the big 10K. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do when we get to 10K. We'll certainly do like a celebratory live stream or something, but we'll do something better than that also, because you guys get to see the live streams, and we'll be back on Happy Hour this Friday as per usual. We took last one off with it being the holidays and all, and I'll be honest, neither Matt nor I wanted to wake up after Thanksgiving at 6 p.m. and do a Happy Hour show, and Dariel didn't love the idea either, so we took it off, but we will be back next week. And we'll do a celebratory live stream for 10K, and we'll probably do something else also. I'm not too sure. I'll figure it out as time goes on. Once we hit 10K, I'll probably just come up with something off the top of my head and announce. Maybe like a giveaway or something. We'll do something fun. But guys, if you still are tuning in after all my rambling post-video, thank you so much. Later, guys. Go Knicks.